Today, we talk about... I've been meaning to make this video for a long time. So you want to know the secret to building the ultimate graphic tee collection. You know, I've been anti-graphic tee for a long time, and I would say the thing that has started to change my mind about it is the more I learn about Virgil, Abloh, and the brand of Off-White, which if you haven't seen my video on that, you can click here. But basically, the more I've learned about Virgil, the more I've started to appreciate his vision and his way of seeing things and his perspective. I remember reading a GQ article that featured him, and he was mentioning how a graphic tee is essentially everything to him. You know, in terms of wearable art, making the case that being able to find your niche in graphic tees is really what you're really aiming for. I fell victim to the Hollister Abercrombie phase when I was growing up because that was it back then, and those were very loud graphic tees. And I just reached an age where it just became simply unacceptable for me to wear that, and I was just like, damn, that's such a waste. So what I decided to do is keep it simple, keep it casual, no thrills, no frills, no day, nothing. So what I ended up doing is basically purchasing a bunch of tees that are basically one solid color, in this case pink. Just happened to grab this one, but every single color of the rainbow have a plain solid t-shirt. May explain why whenever we play pool, I'm always going for the solids, not the stripes. Nah. That's been essentially my closet. And then I did that Off-White brand history video. I learned a lot about Virgil in the process, and obviously picked up one of his tees, which I don't know if you would qualify this as a graphic tee, since it's really only on the back where you have a pattern, and then on the front where you have the two balls. It's definitely a high quality tee, but the issue with it, in my opinion, the shape of it, it's definitely, a looser fit, which I'm not a fan of. I'm more a fan of the, fitted fit, so to speak. So basically I found myself wondering, hey, your closet is essentially now only filled with monochromatic tees, and that really gets me by because I know at no point will it be out of date or out of fashion. But the trick to that is now all of a sudden it gets a little stale when you really only have certain colors to choose from. So a contrast of having a graphic on a tee sort of adds a different little flavor. Then you argue, okay, well, that could get old at some point, until I think I cracked the code. So let's go down that road. Damn, that rhymed. The bottom line is the best way to make the best graphic tee collection is to make a personalized graphic tee collection. So you're going to see basically my personalized graphic tee collection as of now, and I'm just going to open them all up right here, right now, all at once. So, oh, gee. Whew, let's get going. And of course, what better place to start than the shirt I'm wearing? So this is one of the few graphic tees I already owned, technically, although I don't know if you really consider this a graphic tee or not, but in any event, it's a graphic on a tee, so it is what it is. Hear me out. Really, the only tees I keep like this are those I get as gifts, which is an example of this. A good buddy of mine got me this for my birthday. It's red, my favorite color, and it's got 11 on it, my favorite number. Sander Van Doon, I think he's some DJ. Not a big fan, not that I hate the guy, I just haven't found my way into listening to his music, but the shirt is dope, and I got it as a gift, and it was my birthday, and it was dope, so I feel like I was acting like Trump just then, but anyway. So yeah, that's why I'm wearing it today. But let's keep it moving. All right, first up, something I did actually open already. This is the Supreme tee. I forget from what season, to be honest with you, but bottom line is it's got the Arabic font, supposedly to say Supreme, but to be honest with you, I don't speak Arabic, but I do shوية. So from my understanding, at least I can read this, and red, this just says Subhan, which doesn't really translate into supreme in Arabic, but anybody watching from any Arab countries or who speak Arabic, if you want to help out with this, maybe you know more than I do, let me know. But in any event, you got the OD contrast between the red and the white, classic Supreme box logo style. Instead you get this lovely Arabic calligraphy art, but stay tuned. Next up, so this tee was a little weird. The only place, hold on. So this tee was a little weird because it was coming from China, even though I ordered it off Amazon on the Hot Topic page, but it took like 8 weeks and it came from China. I was like, what the hell? And now that I've gotten it, I kind of understand why. It's not exactly a authentic tee, but it's a Chinese knockoff of what I was actually looking for, which was the album art of one of Blink-182's classic albums. I was hoping and praying I could find this original tee with the white t-shirt as the backdrop and then the album art. You know, unfortunately, this was the only option I could find, and it clearly isn't a good option. So this was a waste, but you know, what are you gonna do? Let's keep it moving, shall we? Let's keep this positive. Ooh, OVO, okay. Just missed October, but yeah, I was actually looking for this one for a while and trying to nail my size, but here is the OVO Owl Tee in black and gold. Yup. Yeah. Smells like Asian spices. Very delicious. You got the little logo action going on. I was told large should fit, so seems like it's gonna fit just fine. Next up. Yeah, buddy. Some of you guessed already what this is, but I don't know if you'd qualify this as a graphic tee either, but I just have to get it. The Mamba Day long tee. Not a huge long tee fan, but you know, figured I'll have one. The main reason I purchased this piece, well, several main reasons. So first off, of course, Kobe Bryant, Lakers purple and gold, his last game. Kanye designed this tee specifically for that event, as detailed in the font on the back. Boom, 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 boom. And of course on the front, I feel like Kobe. One of the greatest games I've ever seen, and I've seen a majority of Kobe's big quote-unquote games over the years growing up. Kobe being my all-time favorite player to watch. And I remember just watching that game, and it was so incredible to see him drop those 60 points. And then of course, the other main reason for the purchase, the use of this font, which I believe Kanye collaborated with Jerry Lorenzo of Fear of God on this, you know, sort of gothic theme, and it was nominated for a design award for this year, so pretty big deal. So I figured, you know, I'll have a piece of that as more of an artwork that I wear as opposed to just a t-shirt that I rock. Next up, another box. Woo. So I ordered this a while back, but it's the Kith, basically their version of the box logo tee. I forget their official terminology for it. My bad, Ronnie. But really nice bag. I like this. It's got the Kith logo on the back as well. Nice hang tags. Love a good hang tag, of course. That dope logo, collar. This stood out to me on social media when it popped up that they were going to start selling these. And of course it sold out instantly. Go figure. The thing that made me bite on it was they called it Giant's Blue, aka more of a darker royal navy-ish blue. I thought it'd be a little bit lighter than this, but regardless, I'm actually very pleased with this. You know, a navy, Kith, logo tee, great boutique. Love what they're doing over there. Have a few of their kicks, or Ronnie's kicks, I should say. And yeah, can't wait to rock this at some point. Nice, clean navy tee like the one I already have, but in this case, a little graphic to, you know, switch it up a little bit. Next up, yes. If anyone recognizes this logo. So this is from Famous, which is Travis Barker's personal brand. You know, I always saw these kids on skaters growing up. Never had the audacity to dare to be seen wearing one of these, but I think I've grown up to a point where I feel comfortable potentially wearing this. Travis Barker, part of Blink-182. You're sensing a theme here. But yeah, Blink-182 was maybe one of the first bands I'd ever heard as far as music goes, period. Next up, ooh, yeah, I had to go international for this bad boy. Again, it doesn't exactly qualify as a graphic tee, but this thing's special because Pyrex 23, baby. Yup. Yeah, if you watched my Off-White history video, you'll have seen what the story was with these. You know, Virgil, as his initial project several years ago before Off-White, he bought these out of commission Ralph Lauren rugby flannels, and then basically just screen printed, straight up streetwear style, Pyrex 23 logo, which more info on that in my video if you're interested. But yeah, I couldn't believe I could find one that seemed like it was going to fit me, and this still seems like it's going to be pretty tiny. Actually, I'm going to toss this on right now just to check, because I definitely ordered a large. Yeah, large, but this doesn't look like a large. It's got kind of a damp smell to it. I think I got this from Australia, some dude in Australia. It doesn't look worn, but it smells like it's gone through some stuff. I mean, yeah, this feels tight as hell. Oh, jeez. Wow. Yeah, this is not meant for me. God damn it, that's a shame. It doesn't fit. Real shame, dude. I was real excited about this too, but what are you gonna do? I guess a large is not exactly large. Am I crazy? It's like Jim versus Creed all over again.
Yep, that's exactly what happened.
I'm gonna have to find a way to salvage this. by the way. Like, this is unacceptable. I mean, come on. This is ridiculous.
This is ridiculous.
Maybe I can get it tailored onto a jean jacket or something. I'm not letting this go to waste because this was not cheap. Let me tell you, because these are not ever to be made ever again. The main reason I chased after this was the significance of this as the precursor before, Virgil went off into Off-White, and you see some of the inspiration for that in the design led him to his future project. So it's almost like just, owning a piece of his early artwork. That's at least my motivation for having it. So, definitely gonna have to figure out something to do with this because I do want to wear it. I didn't buy it just to display it, but I got to figure out a way to, make use of it, I guess. Next up, oh, nice. So this is from Mark Hoppus, the other band member of Blink-182. It was one of the first times I remember hearing their live show, the Mark, Tom, and Travis show. It was one of the first times I was exposed to that excessive amount of use of cuss words and censored words. And I remember sitting in elementary school and the one bad kid showed up who all of a sudden started to, under his breath, call the teacher the F word. And everyone reacted the same way when he said it. Like, it was that big of a deal. And then all of a sudden to hear Blink-182 just using it every other, not only just using the word, but more importantly for me anyway, showing that it could be used for humor and for lulz, which is very important. So, at least to me. So yeah, I'm a big fan of theirs for that reason, on top of the fact that I, enjoy the music, at least sonically or phonetically. How would you say? The way it's audibly pleasing. But on top of that, just their use of humor and just I feel like they could do a stand-up routine if they wanted to, and if they could never play music again, that's what they would do. But on top of that, the music is great. Anyway, I've babbled on too long. The tee, great looking tee. It's the octopus pattern, which I still don't have a good grasp on why Mark is obsessed with octopi, but regardless, I thought this was a beautiful design incorporating the flowers and the tinges of that hue of blue and the roses. So, I'm a fan of red roses. I'm cliche. I can be cliche. I figured that was a dope tee to kind of support. So there's that. Shall we keep it moving? All right. Next up. Keeping it on theme with music, the John Mayer tee. One of his relatively older school logos, but a classic logo, not over dramatic, something that can be worn very broadly with a lot of different things, as an undershirt, as a, plain tee in the summertime, color matches with everything. So just overall dope pickup, and a big fan of Johnny Boy. Next, and I think I know what this is based on the size. This was another thing that I don't think technically qualifies as a graphic tee, but hear me out. Brand new in the bag, the typical bag you see with a lot of Off-White's merchandise. And so you have the PB official product bag. That's what the PB is, although it looks like an elemental table symbol. Comes in another nice bag similar to the other products I've already looked at. Customary tag hanging off of nice minty green, little patch in there, I guess. Typical zip tie you see on all of his products. Yeah, and then of course the gushy stuff. I love this thing. I wish I could figure out a use for this thing. If you have any ideas for what I could do with this, drop me a comment. Another long sleeve tee. Again, not a huge fan of long sleeve tees, but I think I can make this work on multiple levels. Next justification, really all in the back. So you get the classic Off-White symbol of the four-way arrow with the bar on top. I don't have a lot of info on where the origins of this are and what it relates to, but I hope to someday figure it out. But then also the classic crosswalk pattern that he's become very known for on the sides of the long sleeve, which obviously make more sense with a longer sleeve, so I'll let it pass. And here's the tag, nice and fresh and minty. Great example of high-end design, high-end fashion, luxurious touch. All in black. Bottom has his little phrase on it, boom, boom. One of the reasons I've started to latch on to a lot of what Virgil's doing is because I want to sort of, encapsulate timepieces of what he was doing at that time. So Pyrex 23 into original Off-White merchandise, into things with the quotes, into things with the arrow pattern, things with the crosswalk pattern, and whatever's coming down the line. So it would be nice to have kind of a piece of that to go along the way as he evolves. You kind of follow along if you're a fan of his, and so far so good from my perspective. But anyway, so yeah, that's why I got this tee. Looking forward to this one too, baby. All right, next. Ooh, yeah. So, as discussed earlier, another I feel like Kanye Feel like Pablo. This one has more of that reddish font, sort of like the new Calabasas Adidas tracksuit pants that recently released. I'm going to skip on those, but I'm going heavy on this design. You see what it says right there. And of course, again, the Gothic-y Jerry Lorenzo collaborated font that got him nominated for that Design of the Year award for this merch line. I think is sort of a big deal. So I'm just, again, similar to Virgil, time capsuling that moment for where I was in my life, and now putting it on video. Another thing that I can use to demarcate a place and time where I was and where I was in the social fabric of what's going on with humanity. Something to always relate to whenever I wear it. And that kind of brings me into discussing how it sort of relates graphic tees to tattoos in a way, because a lot of what you say is, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be into what I'm into at 50 that I was in my 20s, so I don't want to get a tattoo. But it almost just serves as a kind of a timestamp for what you were doing at that time. So with that, you kind of grow and evolve, and you kind of can trace back by looking at your tattoos. I don't have any, but I respect the art form. And the graphic tees I'm starting to appreciate for that same sort of effect myself. And again, my secret is I'm looking for ones that kind of relate to me, my childhood especially, to kind of keep that youthfulness going, especially at times you're wearing a t-shirt. This is a time where you're casual, where you let your hair down, where you're just chilling. So, of course you want something casual that keeps you comfy and feel like a kid and goofy and fun on the inside. And, mission accomplished. Next up, ooh, buddy. Yeah, baby. Let me give you a hint right there. And there you go. In all its glory. You can see it. One of the best movies ever made. Dinosaurs, one of the best creatures that ever graced this planet. And a well done, beautiful movie on the subject, which was a big part of my childhood. I can't tell you how many times I've watched this movie, as have most of you. Again, not something you can wear all the time, but there will be a time and place for it, and I can't wait to wear it, so work. Next. Woo! Yeah. Okay. You guys are going to be excited to see this one. That's right. Taxi Driver. Remember that classic movie. I still haven't reached a point where I can truly appreciate this movie. I can't wait to watch it again, but the first time I watched it, I was entertained, but I was a little lost. So that just gives me hope that it's going to be a classic movie I'm going to love, because it's just going to have more rewatchable value. But I relate a lot to the character that Robert De Niro played in the movie, especially around the setting of where it was based in New York City, and a really slummy time of what New York was. And yeah, I'd love to do a separate video just on that in the context of this shirt and this scene, but maybe we'll leave that for another time. All right, bear with me, folks. 2 left. The penultimate opening. Woo! Another winner. Boom. Box logo. BOGO! Unfortunately, no stickers, but you get a short sleeve tee from the classic original 1994 founding release party, black on red box logo, Supreme tee. Now, of course, this is not the original from 1994. That would be insane. That, at this point, if you have one of those, or if you find one of those, clutch it and hold on to it with dear life.
For the love of God, cherish it. Gotta cherish it.
So, of course, this is the 20th anniversary release, and that, of course, features the little patch on the back, which is barely visible. I can't even tell if you guys can see that, but it's basically just the 20th anniversary little medallion that's put into the shirt. So it's barely noticeable, and it's a great tee. Really gonna work great under a bunch of jackets and sweaters, and well, not sweaters, but jackets, and just wearing it out. So can't wait. All right, and last but definitely not least, I kind of know what this one is because it had distinctive packaging when it got here. Amazed that I found it in my own size. Double bag?
Yeah.
All right, understand why he did it though, because, woo. First of all, the classic Supreme bag. Don't sleep, stay woke. Kaboom. See if this one included the stickers.
No.
Nope, but that's okay, because we got a good enough consolation prize. You ready for me? Bop. Hit him with the bop. original box logo hood, not hoodie. I keep saying hoodie because I own the hoodie. I wore that in my Supreme review video if you want to watch that. Boom, boom, boom. But yeah, box logo, no additives, no preservatives, no nothing. Just straight up lean, mean cuisine of Supreme. That was corny. Oh my God. Nothing really needs to be said here. Original, again, the original tee, 1994 AF. But of course, this one also has a little patch on the back, probably a little bit more visible than the black pair. But in any event, you know, again, barely visible. So, you know, that works for me. Can't wait to rock it. Definitely not gonna stack it. Ooh, best day of my life. So yeah, thanks for sticking around to see all that. In any event, bottom line is the key to making the best graphic tee collection ever is to just find those things personalized to you that commemorate your childhood, commemorate certain significant moments in your personal history, things that mean a lot to you, things that hurt you, things that make you happy, things that make you angry, things that remind you of things, and put those things together in different images that different artists or you yourself screen print yourself, and you got your own little collection, and you're entitled to call that the best the same way I am. We all the best.
This next part of the video is when you're doing push-ups or you're doing sit-ups, whatever. Let's get it.
We'll see you on the next one. We out. Peace.